Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. अनंत कोटि वैष्णविंद की जय। नामचार्यदास हरिदास ठाकुर जी की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। Hare Krishna, dear devotees, I welcome you all to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call for today's mid-morning session. Thank you all so much for joining. This is Shivani from Ashburn, Virginia. Let us move to the next part of the session. Today's class will be given by His Grace Haridas Varya Prabhuji on the topic of the sacred vow of Margasirsha, session 29. May I know who will have joined this morning?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Neetu from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna, Neetu Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Gauranga ki jai. Thank you so much for joining every single day. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devi Dasi from Chicago, Illinois.
Hare Krishna, Yashamati Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Gauranga ki jai. Thank you so much for joining. All glories to your services, Mataji. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji and all devotees. I am Sudhakar joining from Saudi Arabia.
Hare Krishna, Sudhakar Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Gauranga ki jai. Thank you so much for joining. All glories to your services, Prabhuji. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Arvind Dakstas from Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Arvind Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Gauranga ki jai. Thank you so much for joining, giving your wonderful association. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Mataji, this is Preeti Vilasni Devidasi from Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you for your warm welcoming and thank you, Uma Mataji, for that beautiful recitation. Mataji, once the class starts, I'm going to put everyone on mute all. I do see spammers. So just an alert. Okay?
Sure, Mataji. Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. Preeti Vilasni Mataji. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Gauranga ki jai. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, sir. Welcome to the call. All glories to your services, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna Shivani Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj and Gauranga. All glories to all the assembled devotees on the call. This is Harita from Mesor City, Texas. Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Harita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Gauranga ki jai. Thank you so much for joining, giving your wonderful association. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
Go on mute all now.
Okay.
The co-host can unmute. Are you able to unmute? Okay, great. I'll start record and then Shivani Mataji, you can read Prabhupada's. Sorry, Shivani, you're not co-host. My mistake. Just give me a second.
No,
Yeah.
no worries, Mataji.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Once again, I welcome you all to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. I would like to start by sharing a quote by Srila Prabhupada Ji. Krishna takes special care of the devotee, guides him, gives him intelligence. What kind of intelligence? Just to give him the clue how one can go back home, back to Godhead. Krishna does not give intelligence on how one can gain some material prosperity. Therefore, people are not very much interested in worshipping Krishna. Bombay, September 26, 1973. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today we're very fortunate to have His Grace Haridas Varya Prabhuji. Prabhuji will be enlightening us on the topic of the sacred vow Margasirsha, session 29. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. Haridas Varya Prabhuji, thank you for giving us your valuable time and association after a small break. Very happy to have you on the call back. Waiting eagerly to hear from you. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Garanga ki jai. Please take over. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, devotees, and Hare Krishna, Shivani Mataji, and all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. A very warm welcome to all of you. First and foremost, grateful for that warm welcome and a great recitation of the shlokas and ecstatic chanting. Today, we are going to delve more deeper in the most sweetest and the sweetest verses of Tirupavai. We have been over more than 29 sessions. We have been talking about Tirupavai, specifically talking about the work of Andal, her 30 verses, the beautiful garland of Tirupavai. And we are in verse number 23, almost 7 verses before we finish this wonderful work of Andal. So before we start today's lecture, I would like to pay my humble obeisances onto the Guru Parampara, onto the spiritual masters, preceptors, and Vaishnava Acharyas who have given us so much of literature that one lifetime is not enough for us to repay this debt of understanding from these spiritual literatures. So we pray at their lotus feet that they purify me, my words, the listeners, and bless us all so that we can understand this transcendental literature in its truest sense, how Andal had spoken. With that, with humble supplications to Srila Prabhupada and Srila Rupanugas and Rupa Goswami, we hereby offer our Mangalacharans. Om Ajnanaatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udavata Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sargana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sakagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishavanusde Devi Pranamami Haripriye वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभयेव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमा ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते गौरवाणी प्रचार निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं हरि ओं तत्सत् नीलातुङ्गस्तनगिरितटी सुप्तमुद्बोध्य कृष्णं प्रारार्थ्यं स्वां श्रुतिसरशिरसा सिद्धमभ्याप्ययन्ति सोचिष्ठायां सजिगिनि निगलितं या भलाकृत्य भुङ्क्ते गोदा तस्यै नम इदमिदं भूय एवास्तु भूयः. I welcome one and all to this August assembly of Bhakti Sangha Japa group, where I've been told to speak about the glories of the month of Margasirsha. We had started off this journey of describing the glories in the month of Margasirsha of 2023. We are almost approaching a month away from Kartik, approaching the week of and the month of Margasirsha in 2024. None can be much better. The whole year we have been waiting for Margasirsha. It is fast approaching. But in the month of Margasirsha, we saw this glorious work of Andal and her 30 pasurams or verses, as you call it. And in each verse, she is so wonderfully putting the bhakti aspect of the devotees and how they are calling out for their Supreme Lord and displaying their hidden intentions. What is their hidden intention? To have Krishna as their husband. All the gopikas are none other than Vraj Kumaris. That means they are very, very young. They are following in the footsteps of the gopis of Vrindavan and they want to attain Krishna as their husband, for which they all took a vow of following this vrata of Margashirsha, where they will take early morning bath in the sacred rivers of Yamuna, and they would wish in their heart of hearts that they would get none other than Krishna as their husband. So this was their intention. And with this intention, they are calling all their friends to unite together early in the morning. They find that 10 of them are missing. After taking their vows of how they would perform this vow of Margashirsha, they go and knock on each door and leave no gopika behind, no gopi behind, and they wake up each and every one of them. With entire 5 lakh gopis along with Andal, they proceed towards Yamuna river. That is when they see Krishna is absent, who was promised to be their security guard by the elders of their village. They proceed towards Nanda Bhavan. They wake up the gatekeeper. They wake up the doorkeeper. They take the entrance inside after taking their permissions. They wake up Nanda Baba. They wake up Yashoda. They wake up Balram. They try to wake up Krishna. That is when they see that he is not waking up because he is still sleeping on none other than Nappinai, who is none other than Nila Devi. So they proceed further to wake her up first and ask her permission to open the doors so that Krishna can be woken up. After further glorification of Nappinai and the glorification of the Lord sleeping on the chest of Nappinai, they finally get success in the 20th and the 21st verse, where the doors are opened. They take their entire presence inside the bedroom of Krishna and Nappinai. Nappinai also joins joins Andal and her troop, and together she is giving all the instructions of how to wake up Krishna. We saw in verse 21 and 22, which are the preceding verses to today's verse, where we see that first was the Uttishta prayers. That means, please get up, the request, Suprabhata for Krishna. Krishna is still in his stupor, but we were waiting in a cliffhanger to see whether Krishna has woken up completely or not. That is when the verse number 23 is spoken today. So without further ado, let's dive right into the verse today. And the verse goes in Chase Tamil like this. மாரிமலை முழங்கில் மண்ணிக் கிடந்துறங்கும் சீரிய சிங்கம் அறிவிட்டு தீவிழித்து வேரிமயிர் பொங்க எப்பாடும் பெருந்துராரி மூறி நிமிர்ந்து முழங்கி புறப்பட்டு போதருமா போலே நீ பூவை பூவண்ணா உன் கோயில் நின்கரே பொண்டாருளி கொப்புடைய சீரிய சிங்காசனத்திலிருந்து யாம் வந்த காரியம் யாரெந்தேலோர் எம்பாவாய். So a very beautiful comparison is being made here by none other than Andal and all the gopis, where Andal starts speaking. You all remember that Krishna was just in his stupor and he was asking how you all gained the entrance into the bedroom. And they mentioned that with the help of Nappinai, they actually gained entrance into the bedroom. Now he is very interested to know what is that expectation out of him. What is the expectation that Krishna is supposed to undertake? And what is the expectation of Andal? This was cited to Nappinai, but this was not cited to Krishna. So now Krishna is trying to understand that why are the 5 lakh gopis here? And that is when she is going to put forward her application in front of Krishna. What is that she is saying? She is saying that, Krishna, now I am going to speak to you directly because now you are woken up. You are already lying on the mattress, which is soft, which has the white silken sheets, and it has the pedestals of the Kuvalya Pithas ivory tusks, and everywhere the beautiful lights are lit. And we are seeing you, but now we would like to present this application. Krishna says, before you even you say, I would like to tell you that I completely surrender unto you all. Now, this is a complete twist in the game. Why is there a twist? Because here they are come to Krishna to surrender themselves and accept Krishna as their husband. Before that, Krishna says, I surrender unto you. How is this? This is just like in Ramayana, how Vibhishana comes all the way from Lanka and knocks on the doors of Sugriva. Sugriva goes and questions. Goes and questions Vibhishana's intent with the other Vanaras. Everybody has questionable thinking about Vibhishana's real intention to join Rama's camp. Some say that you should conduct an exam and see his faith, whether he is truly faithful to Rama's camp or not. Some look at him and say, if he has not supported his brother, how can he support us? Some say, let us postpone this issue and let us come back to it later. Whereas Hanuman says, I think he is having a great demeanor when I look at him, and it is good that we accept him. In this way, different Vanaras spoke differently about Vibhishana. At the end, Rama says, I am actually disappointed with all of you. Prabhuji, but no, we heard that Lord Rama accepted Hanuman's version. But actually, the Lord Rama said that I'm disappointed with all of you. Why did he say I'm disappointed with all of you? He said that most of you saw the negatives in him and said that I should not accept him. Whereas somebody said that there are positives in him and hence we should accept him. But actually, one should know my real intention, which is what is my real intention? The Lord says that if somebody comes and says, I surrender unto you, I don't see the positives, I don't see the negatives, I immediately accept him. So rather than looking at the positives and the negatives, it is my duty to accept anyone who falls at my lotus feet. And what to speak about Vibhishana? It was my duty to actually go to Lanka. He is ready to surrender, me reaching out to him and accepting his surrender. But here, he has traveled all over the ocean. He has come to my camp at my home and he is knocking on the door and he's telling me, take me back home, back to Godhead by giving me your lotus feet. So when he has done the monumental work, the most tedious ordeal of traveling all the way from Lanka to here, it is my duty to accept him as it is. So this is being cited by the acharyas and saying, Krishna is saying, you guys have done, all the gopis have done so monumental work of waking up early in the morning and putting through so much of rigor, waking each and every gopi up and coming all the way and knocking on the door, waking all the gatekeeper, doorkeeper, Nanda Baba, Yashoda, Balaram, Napinnai, and now you are trying to wake up me. So I am very, very indebted to all of you. So please tell me, what do you want? So Andal is saying, we would really like to put forward our application of what we want, but we don't want to say it in this bedroom. We want you to walk out into the living room, sit on your throne, and in the living room, we would like to play back our application to you. Please hear our supplication to you. Please hear our submissions to you. Please hear our prayers to you. Krishna says, what is wrong here? You are here. Generally, when we want to ask something to a person, the most important is the message, the person who is supposed to give the message, and the person who is supposed to execute on that message. All three of them have to be there. And all three of them are present here. Krishna is on the bed, as well as the 5 lakh gopis who are the ones who are submitting their prayer. They are there. The prayer is on their lips. So everything is perfect. But here Andal is saying, I don't want to really give this supplication or the submission of a prayer unto you while you are in the bedroom. I want you to walk. We want to see your majestic walk. We want to see your gait. We want you to come out of the stupor We want you to shake off your sleep, and we want to see that fully blossomed red lotus eyes. And we would like to take the darshan of such a Shringar darshan. We would like to see the gate of you, and how you acquire the throne, how you sit on the throne, and sitting in the throne, how you actually take our submission of our prayers. What Andal is saying, that we would like you to completely wake up in our hearts, sit in the throne of our hearts, and completely fulfill the desires which are there in our heart. But she says it so poetically. What is the poetic, mystic way that she tries to convey? That is today's verse. So let us learn the word to word meaning of today's verse. It's a very beautiful verse, and the verse goes like this. She says, Mari Malai Murangil. I'll remove this. Mari Malai Murangil Mannik Kidandurangum. This is the first verse that she uses. She would like to say that she is comparing the Lord to a beautiful lion. Now you might say, why are you comparing the Lord to a lion? Because the Lord is compared to the lion because of many, many reasons. If you actually see, the lion is the king of animals, and the Lord is the king of all living entities. The lion lives in a great forest, and he roams around the forest and takes great delight. Krishna, like Yadava Simha, he actually roams around in the Vrindavan forest and takes great delight by the banks of Yamuna river. Yamuna Tiravanachari is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur says. He lives in a forest, Krishna lives in Vrindavan. What to speak about the great forest? He lives in a great, wonderful Vaikunta or Golok Vrindavan, which is great in itself. He is great. The living entities are great, which are part and parcel of him. He is the king of the living entities. At the same time, his abode, his forest is also very great. But sometimes this lion, when it is captured by the circus troupe or the circus master, he listens to whatever the master says. The Lord is like the lion. When he is captured by his pure devotees, he will also listen to all the tasks that the pure devotees mention. Though he is completely capable of ruling over that personality, but he never does that. He is subservient to even his devotees. The lion, when it walks, it has a majestic stride. It has a powerful stride. Similarly, the Lord also, when he walks, he has a majestic stride, and he has a very great way, and the gait of a lion is compared here. The lion is completely capable of even defeating mad elephants. Similarly, the Lord's name, the holy name, is completely capable of defeating the mad elephant like aparadas in our heart. So, in this way, and the Lord also defeats maddened elephants like Kamsa, Madhu, Kaitaba, etc. So, in this way, in many ways, the Shastras compare none other than the Lord as sometimes as a tiger, as the best of the tiger amongst men. So, these comparisons, these similes are made so that we understand the majestic valor that the Lord has. Like we say, Kausalya, Supraja Rama, Purva Sandhya Pravartate, Uttishta Nara Shardhula. Now, Shardhula is another word for tiger. Nara Shardhula, tiger amongst men. That means a comparison is done between animal and, like the king of the animals, he is the king of living entities. So here Andal is going to now compare him. This entire shloka seems like a glorification to Lord Nrsimha. And Nrsimhadev is very, very dear to all the devotees. And this is how she is going to do the comparison. Let us hear the comparison. Mari Malai Murangil Mannik Kidandurangum. She says, I would like to compare your current sleep like the sleep of a lion. Where does the lion sleep? During rainy season, it doesn't roam around the forest. The ground is wet. There is foliage everywhere. There are a lot of rain, which will gives you chillness, and the prey do not move around here and there. They all take shelter from the thunder and the rain. So what happens is that in rainy season, the lions retire to the cave, and inside the cave during the rainy season, they actually sleep, and they take a very beauty sleep. How do they sleep? They keep their cubs along with them. They keep the female lion, the tiger, the lioness also sleeps along with them, and they are resting peacefully in those caves. In other words, she is trying to say that this rainy season is not the season generally for wars. Even when the wars are happening between two tribes or two nations or two enemies or two kings, it is generally seen that when there is rainy season, the battle, the pikemen, the spearmen, and the infantry, they cannot really battle because of the wetness of the ground. So they pause the battles, they put down their weapons, they relax, they sharpen their blades, they try to train themselves in their barracks, and they come back fighting when it is a summer or a winter season. So rainy season, generally wars go on a back burner, and even the infantrymen and those who are fighting in the war front, they take a casual leave and they go back, meet their family, and they rejuvenate themselves during this time. So love, romance, at the same point of familial ties, these are highest during the rainy season. So in other words, Andal is saying this is the rainy season is about to arrive, right? But where is the rain? The
Sorry, Prabhu, unmute.
So where is the rain? We are actually not seeing the rain at all. So she's saying that just by your presence, everything will rain. Auspiciousness will rain. Yes, by your presence, mercy will rain. Compassion will rain. All these things will be raining upon us the minute you actually get up. So she is saying that you are like a very beautiful lion sleeping in the cave with a lot of pride. And hence, we request you to get up, open your eyes. But Krishna is saying, how should I get up? Why are you actually comparing me with a lion? He says, just like in the rainy season, Lord Ramchandra, who is Raghava Simha. Raghava Simha means Lord Rama is like a lion amongst the Ishwaku dynasty. So, like how he waited during the rainy season and told Sugriva that we have to go and search for Sita. Sugriva said, no, no, this is rainy season. We don't go anywhere. I have to be with my wife and I will enjoy with my wife. And after the rainy season is complete, I will send my messengers here, there, everywhere. And Rama painfully, peacefully, and patiently waited for the rainy season to complete. And hence we see that that rainy season is going to get completed now. Raghava Simha, that means like Lord Ramchandra, rejuvenated the search and called out Sugriva by sending Lakshmana. Similarly, Andal is saying it is time now for you to get up and walk in front of us and show us your gate. Now, there is a very important mention out here. Nowhere in the verse it is mentioned that a female lion is also along or a lioness is also along with the lion. But it is very well understood that when she uses this word, Kidandurangum, that means she is not saying that the lion is sleeping. She is saying that the lion is in a deep, peaceful, happy sleep. There is a difference between sleeping and there is a difference between a sound sleep. Of course, humorously, we say that some people have a sound sleep, means sound is to others, sleep is to them. But this is not what we are trying to intend. What we are trying to say is that sound sleep means that the sleep is so deep that they are really enjoying the sleep. What is that sound sleep? Many of them, if they keep hearing the way I monologuely speak, they will get sound sleep. But nevertheless, we would like to see that how Andal is comparing this lion's sleep. A person or a human being or a grihastha will only have sound sleep when he is sleeping along with his wife. That means with his relatives, with his immediate family members like his son, daughter, etc. When everybody is in the same shelter, then the peacefulness of sleep does exist. So, in other words, she is saying that Krishna, you have been sleeping till now with Nappinai. So, hence, you have had a very nice, peaceful sleep. Now, we would like you to get up. And you are lying in this mountain cave without any stir. Nobody has disturbed you. And it has been a pretty long rainy season. Why she's saying a long rainy season? She has woken up all the gopis. She has woken up all the gatekeepers, woken up Nand Maharaj, woken up Yashoda. Still, Krishna is sleeping. So, Krishna, you have slept for long. Now that rainy season has passed by. Now I want you to get up. So Krishna says, after getting up, what should I do? She says, Shiriya Singam Arivittati Vitt. She says that once you get up, you have to wake up like a lion. Now it is very important for us to understand why she says that you have to wake up like a lion. Now I want you to open your hearts and imagine how a lion wakes up. My dear devotees, I would like to show you a picture of how the lion wakes up. You can see here, generally the cats, the big cats, when they wake up, they do a stretch. You see here, this lion, when they wake up, they will shake themselves up, they will shake their mane, they will give a big yawn like this, and they will take the maximum amount of oxygen that is possible. They will let out their tongue, they will shake their mane, whatever mud is attached to the mane, that will fall off, and they will shake themselves out of the stupor, and they will do, in yoga pose, this is called as a dog stretch, I feel. Just like some dogs you see that they do a stretch, the cats also do a stretch. They will do this stretch, and then they will look here and there fiercely. They will walk straight with a gait and a pride. So this is how she is actually requesting the Lord to wake up and walk accordingly. So let us see what she is trying to say. She is trying to say that Siriya Singam, you are a valorous lion, you are a majestic lion. You are not a normal lion, you are a majestic lion. Why? Because you are Yadava Simha, you are born in the Yadu dynasty, and you are the Vraja Tilaka, you are the lion amongst all men. So you are a majestic lion. So please awaken and cast your fiery glances around. So that means just like how a valiant lion wakes up and Arivitt Tivitt. This means that just like a lion, when it is going to go to sleep, it is having little bit of less attention to its surroundings. It is going to go to sleep. But when it wakes up during the summer season, it is going to see here and there, where is the time to hunt? Where is the prey? Now I am hungry. I have slept for long. Now it is going to get up and ready to hunt. Similarly, she is saying that as Lord Nrsingadev, you have been hiding in the pillar for a long time. Now come out into the heat of the battle with Hiranyakashipu and be ready to hunt and see Hiranyakashipu where is he. In Srimad Bhagavatam, a very beautiful verse is spoken, and that verse speaks about how the Lord appeared. Satyam vidhatum nijabhritya bhashitam vyaptim. It says in the 7th canto, 8th chapter, 17th shloka, where Lord Nrsinga's appearance is mentioned by none other than Shukdev Goswami. Satyam vidhatum nijabhritya bhashitam vyaptim cha bhuteshva kileshu chatpanaha adrishya adbhuta rupam udvahan sthambe sabayam nam mrigam namanusham. Such a lion appeared from none other than the pillar in such a way that it was neither mrigam na manusham. It was neither an animal, it was neither a human being. In this beautiful way, it woke up, it came, and it appeared in the assembly. Similarly, where did he appear? He appeared not in the bedroom of Hiranyakashipu, right in the assembly. So she is going to make a request. You also appear in the assembly. You appear in the assembly of our heart. This is what is going to be her request. And she says, shake off your stupor, right? And she says, Veri Mayir Ponga Eppadum Perundurari. That she says, your mane is very beautiful. Many acharyas have glorified the mane of the Lord, the hair of the lion. The mane is very beautiful. Some of the acharyas mention when the Lord appeared and he was fighting with Hiranyakashipu as Nrsingadev, as the supreme lion, and at the half man, half lion incarnation of the Lord, the mane of Nrsingadev sometimes used to have golden lightnings. When he used to shake and roar, as the roar used to happen, the lightning used to strike from his manes. And each of his hair strand used to glow like a golden bulb. And this is that beautiful that Nrsingadev appeared. And in this way, she says that we would like to see that Nrsinga form of the Lord. We would like to really appreciate that form of the Lord. We would like that beautiful form where you would wake up from your stupor. She says, but I am calling you again and again as the lion, and hence you should shake yourself, stretch yourself, roar, and just like how a lion would stride into the forest, we would like you also to stretch, start, and walk into the forest. But here there is a very unique way of saying, shake off your mane. That means shake off the sleep in which you have been sleeping along with Nappinai. Cast your glance on us. We all know that when we wake up early in the morning and when we try to speak, we have a very foul stench. That means we need to take bath, we need to brush our teeth, we need to apply fragrance, chandan, tilak, etc. for us to be fragrant. Now here she says, Lord, you shake off your mane of the lion in such a way so that this fragrance of this mane comes to us. Now one might say, Prabhuji, she is comparing him to a lion. And generally, when the lion is sleeping in the cave, its mane is full of dust. And this dust, along with that, it might have eaten something, some animal, and it would have blood and carcass. How can the mane be fragrant? But for a lover, even if the fragrance is not good, the fragrance of the lover is considered as the fragrance. The smell of the lover is considered as the fragrance. But whom are we talking about? We are talking about Krishna. Everything about him is sweet. Akhilam Maduram. Maduradipate Akhilam Maduram. Everything about Krishna is sweet. So she's also saying here that while you shake off the mane, the mud might fall off from the lion. Similarly, for us, it is none other than the fragrance of your mane, which is very, very beautiful, and we will like to smell that fragrance. So you please get up. You please get up, and we will like to humbly submit ourselves. It is very interesting that some of the acharyas mention about how falling at the feet of the Lord and catching the feet of the Lord actually gives us the ultimate benefit. Like we see in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna says, I am putting down my Gandhiva and I am not ready to fight and I would like to surrender. And he says in the second chapter, Karpanya dosho upagata svabhava. Please, Krishna, guide me. What should I do? And hence I am completely confused. And he puts down his Gandiva. But very interestingly, the last sloka mentions Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha. Now, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha. Dhanurdharaha means that Arjuna who is wielding the bow of Gandiva. Wait a second. In the second chapter, you had kept down the Gandiva. In the 18th chapter, last sloka, 700th verse, you have Gandiva in your hands. In between, what was that you are having in your hands? None other than the lotus feet of the Lord. So when he kept down the Gandiva, he caught hold of the lotus feet of the Lord and humbly submitted himself, surrendered himself unto none other than Gita Acharya Krishna. And Gita Acharya Krishna ensured that Gandiva is right back in his hands for him to fight. So in other way, we can see that those who have submitted their prayers unto the lotus feet of Krishna will always be successful. Now, a very interesting twist our acharyas give. When I say our acharyas, the Sri Vaishnava acharyas give a very interesting twist to this comparison. Where is the lion sleeping? In the cave. Who is it sleeping with? With its family members. That means its cubs and the lioness. And why is it getting up? Sometimes some mad elephants and other animals come and challenge the lion outside the cave. So the lion and the entire family would get up and walk outside the cave. When the male lion will turn around and say, you don't need to come, take care of the cubs. Lioness, you take care. I will alone battle with the challenge which is there outside the cave. Now, this is symbolically mentioned. How this can be seen? There are two ways this can be seen. When you see in Valmiki Ramayana, the Lord Ramchandra, along with Lakshmana, who is considered as the cub, and the lioness, who is considered as the mother, who is none other than Mother Sita, they were traveling through the forest when Khara and Dushana attacked. Then the Lord Rama said, you take care of Lakshmana, and you enter into the cave. And he faced off the challenge with Khara and Dushana. This is one way of saying how the male lion would like to stride outside the cave and fight with Khara, Dushana and vanquish them in the battle. Another way of understanding is how Vedanta Deshika provides in Paduka Sahasram, the 1000 magnopus work of Vedanta Deshika, where he glorifies the Padukas of Lord Ramchandra. What does he say? He says, let us do a comparison. Who is the male lion? Rama is the male lion. Who is the cub? Bharata is the cub. In previous example, we saw Lakshmana was the cub. But right now, he is comparing that Bharata is the cub. Who is the elephant who is actually challenging this lion? Ravana, the 10-headed demon. Ravana is the elephant who is challenging. Who is the lioness? The lioness is none other than Mother Sita. But in this case, Vedanta Deshika says it is not Sita, it is the Paduka Devi. It is none other than the personality of the Padukas. So the lioness is the Padukas, the lion is Lord Ramchandra, the cub is Bharata, the elephant which is challenging the lion is none other than Ravana. What about the cave? The cave is Ayodhya. So what has happened in Ayodhya? All of them were living very peacefully. Padukas were there, Lord Rama was there, Bharata was there. But when he came to Chitrakoot, Paduka Devi and the cub, that is Bharata, was sent back to the cave, which is Ayodhya, and Ram alone went to battle with the elephant, who is none other than Ravana. So in this way, these comparisons of getting outside the cave has been expounded by looking into various shastras by our acharyas. And Andal, keeping all that in mind, she's saying, now is the time to fulfill your promise. Just like as Lord Ramchandra, you fulfilled the promise of vanquishing Khara and Dushana. Just like how Ramchandra, you gave back the Padukas to none other than Bharata, and you fulfilled your promise to the Devas and Lord Brahma that you will protect them by vanquishing, by completely eradicating Ravana. We would request you to also now fulfill your promise of becoming our husband. So she says 9 things. If you see in these 2 verses that we just spoke about, she says 9 requests that this lion should do. What is that she says? First, you are sleeping. You please wake up from your sleep. Second, she says, awake. First, she says is awaken. Second, she says, after awakening, cast your fiery glances around. Third, she says, shake your mane. Then she says that you spread your bristles and your fragrance all over. Then shake yourself, stretch yourself, roar yourself, walk, and you please come out. In this way, she says 9 different activities for this lion to do. The Lord is also thinking, somebody has requested me to exhibit 9 different activities out of this lion. Some of the Sri Vaishnava Acharya says, in this way, Nava Narsimha, he is there in Ahobilam. In Ahobila Kshetra, you have 9 different Narsimhas. So all those 9 different activities that the lion was supposed to perform, the Lord took it upon himself, wrote it in his diary, I will appear in the Archa form in Ahobila in this 9 different ways. So in Ahobila, he is exhibiting all these 9 different activities, what Andal has requested the Lord to personally exhibit. Now, he is going to get up. Now, she is saying that Moori Nimiranda Murangi Purapatta. You have stretched yourself forward and backward. You have roared and you have emerged from the den. Now we want you to walk. Because you are now, while she compares him to Lord Nrsingadev, he is being comparison, she would not like to forget that he is Krishna. And Krishna, he is bluish in color. Lord Nrsingadev was a little bit golden, yellowish in color, not like how Gauranga Mahaprabhu is, but he is yellowish, the lionish yellow that we see, he had that color. And while he had that particular color, his face was completely red. He had a mixture of compassion as well. So she is saying that, oh Krishna, who is blue like the Atasi flower. Now, why is she saying about the flower all of the sudden? Why is she talking about the flower and the fire? She's talking about the flower and the fire because she's saying that don't be like the fire of Lord Nrsingadev. When you come out of your bedroom, don't appear with that anger. We are all your devotees. We are all your lovers. For lovers, don't show us this anger. The lion had roar, but that roar should give us pleasant memories in our heart. for the ones who are your own, don't show us this anger. Like, for example, the nails of Nrsingadev, immediately they pierce through the body of Hiranyakashipu. But that same nail, when it touched Lakshmi or Prahlad, it was the most softest of paws that can be applied or that can be kept on a devotee's cheeks. So the same nails, when they rubbed against the cheek of Mother Lakshmi or Prahlad Maharaj, those nails did not create a scratch. In fact, they were the softest touch that they were yearning for. Similarly, they are saying you are like a flower. So be as gentle as a flower towards us. She's saying, Puvai, Puvanna. That means one with the complexion of the Atasi blue flower. Now, one might be thinking, what is this Atasi blue flower? Look into this. Look into this presentation. You will see that the Atasi flower has been shown here. Now, if you see this flower generally does not have a lot of fragrance. This is there and it has a very bluish color. You might call it as a blue lily or whatever way you want to call it, but this is generally known as Atasi flower in Sanskrit. So they're comparing him, be as gentle. Why are they comparing to this? Because if you touch the petals of this flower, it will easily fall off. It is so soft in nature. Before you touch, it will shrink. If you ever touched this flower and its petals, in fact, you can see a smudged flower in the background. Just by touch, it will be so soft in nature. So, in other words, she's trying to say that please approach us. While you get up, you shake yourself and you approach. You shake your mane, your beautiful stride, your sleep is completely shaken off. You awaken yourself. But when you approach us, you approach with lot of love. So in this way, she says that, please come to me. And she is telling that, please apply your hand, keep your paws, which is going to be very, very soft to us. Where do we see that Lord Nrsingadev's touch and grace is quite glorified? For this, we need to go a little bit back in our history and learn about a great episode which happened between Shankaracharya and one of the Vedantists. In the northern part of India, near Prayag, there was a gentleman known as, a Vedantist known as Kumara Bhattila. And this Kumara Bhattila had a disciple known as Madana Mishra. Mandana Mishra was his name. And he had a wife called as Udaya Bharati. So this Mandana Mishra was always involved in ritualistic worship, and he considered ritualistic worship to be very great. And he generally did not like sannyasis. He felt that sannyasis are escapists. They do not do devotional activities or rituals, and they are very bored of doing rituals. That is why they have taken sannyas. So he did not understand the true meaning of sannyas. So one day, Shankaracharya wanted to have a Tarka Shastra with him. That means Vada Shastra, that he wanted to debate philosophically about what is greater, the essence of Vedas, or what is greater, ritualistic Karmakanda worship is greater. When he went to his house, he saw that his house was closed. Generally, it is a practice that the sannyasis do not enter a closed door. They knock on the door outside and they ask for alms and they move along. But here he wanted to ensure that there is a proper education for Mandana Mishra. So he entered the door through his tapobala. And when he saw inside, Mandana Mishra was performing Shraddha ceremony. And there were a lot of other Brahmanas sitting across. And when he saw that this sannyasi has entered because of his revengeful attitude or because of his hate towards sannyasis, he did not speak pleasing words to Shankaracharya. There was a little bit of skimmerish happening back and forth, to which the Brahmana suggested, maybe you should invite Shankaracharya tomorrow so that the ritual is completed. That way, you will be able to invite the guest of sannyasi. You will not be offending him. And that way, you will also not put a hindrance to this ritualistic practice. Shankaracharya agreed. Mandana Mishra casted the invite, but Shankaracharya said, tomorrow I am not coming for begging for charity. I would like to have a philosophical debate about ritualistic performances versus the Vedic Shastras. Mandana Mishra was very happy. This is what he wanted to do. He wanted to ensure that somehow or the other he defeats all the sannyasis. Next day, the arrangement was made. The mandapam was there where both of them sat down and the argument started. Before that, he asked who would be the judge, because somebody has to be judge. Then Shankaracharya said, Udaya Bharati, who is your wife, Mandana Mishra, let her be the judge. She is actually has the empowerment of Mother Saraswati. She is also a very, very learned and a chaste woman. So let her be the one who will be the judge to this debate. So Udaya Bharati said, there is a very easy way of judgment. What is the easy way of judgment? I will give you 2 flower garlands. One flower garland will be on Shankaracharya. Another flower garland will be on my husband, Mandana Mishra. And you all have to continue your arguments. Whichever flower wilts first, or goes into decay, or deflowers itself and feels that it is going to debloom itself, that means that person has lost the argument. Shankaracharya agreed, Mandana Mishra agreed. They both wore the garland. And it is said that for 14 days, this argument went back and forth. None of the flowers really wilted. And on the 14th day, half of the flowers of Mandana Mishra started wilting. And everyone said Shankaracharya had won. Now, half of the flower garland had wilted. Udaya Bharati said, let me wear the garland. And she said, half of my husband has been won. The other half is the wife. Now you have to do Vedic arguments against me. Udaya Bharati, she herself sat in front of Shankaracharya and there was a Vedic philosophical discussion. 17 days, this Vedic philosophical discussion continued. None of the flowers wilted further. At one of the end, this Udaya Bharati, what she did, she asked a deep philosophical question from Kama Shastra. And this is generally not spoken by the sannyasis. So this was a very tricky situation. And it's not that Shankaracharya did not know, but it is not the maryada of a sannyasi ashram to speak about the Kama Shastra. So he said, I will find out the reason and we will continue this argument tomorrow. What did he do? He was pondering how to answer this, because to completely speak about a certain thing, you should have experienced, you should have seen it yourself, you should have practiced it yourself. Now, this is a Shastra which is talking about the Kama Shastra, and this cannot be spoken by a sannyasi. So while he was traveling in the forest, he saw a very drunken king. And the king of that Pradesha, he saw, he was drunken and he was completely not following the Vedic order and he was about to leave his life in the forest. So by his tapobala, again, by his strength of spiritual practice, he told, Shankaracharya said to his disciples, I am entering this cave and I am transferring myself into the dead body of the king, and I will wake himself up. I will go to his kingdom and read that Shastra, not in this body, but in the body of the king. And by that, I will get to know what is right, what is wrong. And then I will come back and argue with Udaya Bharati tomorrow. This was the plan. Similarly, he went inside the cave. He transferred himself into the body of the king. And the king, who had wandered off in the forest, telling to his citizens that he is going into the forest, suddenly came back. While approaching his throne and sitting and executing the duties of a king, suddenly the citizens saw that the king is much better than the king that they had. The previous king had no experience in taking care of the citizens. He had no experience of ruling the kingdom. Now Shankaracharya, in the body of the king, was ruling the kingdom so magnificently in the first 1 or 2 days. They were very happy. And he learnt about that particular part of the Shastra as well. Now the citizens understood that seems like this is not our king. This cannot be our king because somebody else has entered the body of our king, because he was never so adept in ruling the kingdom. They sent messengers out and said, please find out if there are any sannyasis in the vicinity who have entered subtly into the body and who are trying to do these tasks and activities. And if you find, you actually go and burn that body of the sannyasi so that our king can be here and he can be inside the king's body and we will be benefited as citizens. Look at this. Shankaracharya, while he was living in that body, all these citizens, they went around, the soldiers went around, they found this cave where Shankaracharya's body was being guarded by the disciples. They fought with the disciples and they set ablaze Shankaracharya's body. It was at this time Shankaracharya was returning from the king's body and trying to enter into his body back. And at that time, all his body was burning. It is at that beautiful juncture that Shankaracharya speaks about how are the paws of this Nrsingadev. Because while his body was burning, Lord Nrsingadev appeared with 16 hands and protected none other than Shankaracharya. 2 hands lifted Shankaracharya. 2 hands held his body of Shankaracharya. 2 hands stopped completely the fire. 2 hands gave the Abhaya Mudra and said, "Do not worry, Shankaracharya, I am there to help you." 2 hands gave a complete honey and Madhuparka to Shankaracharya, saying, "While you are getting burnt, don't worry, I am taking care of it. You at least have this sweet." 2 hands were doing chamara to Shankaracharya, saying that, cool down, this fire is too much, so you should cool down. 2 hands took care of Shankaracharya, and in 2 hands he had conch and disc. This Shodasha Bahu, Nrsinga, appeared, and looking at this, Shankaracharya gave the beautiful shlokas of Karavalambam. Srimad Payonidhi Niketana Chakrapane, Bhogindra Bhogamani Rajita Punyamurte, Yogisha Shashwata Saranya Bhadipota, Lakshmi Nasimha, Mama Dehi Karavalambam. Mama Dehi Karavalambam, my whole body is burning. Please give the protection of your hands. The reason I said this entire pastime is to say, Andal is saying we need the protection of those hands, like how you are protecting your devotees. You might walk with a great stride and you might walk like a lion, but when you are touching us, when you are coming in front of us, you be the most beautiful lion that we have seen. So while he can appear out of the pillar in the most fearful form, for Prahlad, he is the most beautiful lion that he has ever seen. While he can appear from the pillar in a very majestic roar, Bhugandam, Varanandam, Paravara Viratam, Dampadampor, Dampam, Dim, 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 Deham, Damapi, Dahampai, Jampais, Jampais, Tulyas, Hara ke Kunkumankai, Etatte Purna Rupam, Hara, Patumam Narasimha. In this way, he jumped and appeared, and he started his saw-like arms to cut Hiranyakashipu. But all this sight to Prahlad Maharaj was none other than beautiful, and it was the most ardent form that they would want to always see. So in this way, Andal is saying that you appear. Please come. But why are you asking me to come to my assembly hall? Why cannot you put your supplication of your prayers here? You see, Andal, why is she comparing suddenly Krishna with Nrsinga? There are 2 ways. Of course, Krishna is the most perfect form, and Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. But today we are glorifying Nrsinga, so we should glorify Nrsinga. Today Andal is glorifying Nrsinga. Just like how a father once called his son, and he said, "Please taste this milk," and he did not add sugar. Now, when the child drank the milk, he said, "It is good, but it is not that sweet." Next time, he called his son and gave only sugar, no milk. He said, "It is very sweet, but I can't consume it in this way." The third time, he gave milk and sugar, both mixed together in equal proportions and in a nice way. He said, "This is the most relishable form." Acharyas give this comparison that when he appeared as sugarless milk, it is like Matsya, Kurma, etc. When he appeared only as sugar, as Rama, Balarama, Buddha, etc. But when he appeared as half man, half lion, with sugar, with milk, this is the most delectable rasamalayam that we can take, and it can be drunk in full nectar. So that is why he is called as the beautiful lion incarnation of the Lord. So he's saying, come as soft and gentle as a flower, and you are the one who has ensured that the extremes are broken and they are combined. What is this combination of extremes getting broken? Hiranyakashipu said that I should not be killed in day or night. You chose sunset. You found the midway. Hiranyakashipu said I should not be killed by a weapon or no weapon. So nails are not considered as weapons. You found a midway. I should not be killed on the sky or on earth. You found the steps on which you put the lap of yourself, Hiranyakashipu, and you killed him. And he said, I should not be killed by a human or an animal. You found a form which is both. So similarly saying, we are also tormented between two extremes. One is our grihastha life, where we are with our parents and elders. At the same time, we want to be with you. You found a midway. Just like Nrsimha is the perfect example of finding a midway, you find a midway. And you please wake up. and come to your temple mansion. You do not do any himsa. In fact, your himsa on devotees will become simha. If you put himsa in return, it becomes simha. So your himsa is for non-devotees, but that himsa, when we see, it is simha, the beautiful lion for us. So in this way, you come and wake up. Now the question comes, why are you calling me to the living room? Why can't you put your application here? Why can't you put your submission here? She says that when Dasharatha spoke to Rama, that I will make you the higher apparent, he made this promise in the assembly. And when he gave the punishment that you should go to the forest, he did it in Kaikeyi's bedroom. So generally, the bedroom place, you will go away into the forest. I am asking you to come out of the forest. So maybe bedroom is not the right place, you come outside. Look at the magnanimity of Lord Ramchandra. When somebody said, what is spoken official in the document, that should be done. Your father has said you will become the higher apparent. Internal messages within verbal speaking, which is not in the minutes of the meeting, cannot be seen as official. So even if he has told you to go to the forest in Kaikeyi's bedroom, it is not official records of Ayodhya. It is not there in the minutes of meeting. So Rama, you don't need to execute that order of your father. Rama said nothing doing. He said, these are all applicable to a king. I am not even the king right now. First of all, I am Dasharatha Putra. Atmajam Hridayam Manye. Dasharatha Atmajam. Atmanam Manushya Manye. Aham Dasharatha Atmajam. He says, I am the son of Dasharatha. So between a father and a son, wherever it is spoken, it is applicable. So I am going to go to the forest. But Andal is citing here, it is not official to speak at the bedroom. We want to see your gait. We want to see your walk. We want to see how you walk. And with that wonderful splendor, we would like you to walk and sit on the Simhasana. The asan is called Simha Asana because he is the one who sat on the throne of Hiranyakashipu. And he then said, Prahlad, you come and sit on my lap. Now, why did the Lord sit? And then why did he sit and did Pattabhishek for Prahlada? Because he said, this throne is completely negative. And Hiranyakashipu had ruled from his throne. And I take this as an offering to me. Hiranyakashipu, I give him the ultimate benediction of the ultimate destination because he has given something to me. What has he given? He has given this throne for me to sit. Idam asanam. Like in the Shodashaka Upachara, we give different Argyam, Padyam, Vandanam. So we give all these offerings. Hiranyakashipu has given me throne as an offering. So I give him the highest destination. But then he could have placed Prahlada on the throne and reciprocated to Prahlad in that manner. The Lord says, first I will remove all the negativities, make it pure, and then allow my devotees to come in. The Lord is always protective of his devotees. So here Andal says, you first acquire the throne. You first sit in the throne, and we would like to see you. And then we would like to put forward our submission. So Krishna is asking, what is your submission? What is it going to be? What is that you are trying to tell me? She says, are we educated? We are Vrindavan gopis. We do not know what is right, what is wrong. We cannot understand or write even an application letter to you saying that, please give us in this way. Rukmani might be great in writing Shrutvan, Gunan, Bhuvana Sundaran, but we are not like that. We are simple Braja Gopikas. We do not know what is right. We are simple milkmaids. We do not know what is right, what is wrong. So Krishna says, what is the application then? What am I supposed to do? You understand our hearts. Hence, you do what is right. So Krishna, you are the one who understands. This is a perfect prayer. Most of us, what we do is we go to Krishna and already we have a map of how Krishna should help us. But the best way, and I learned this from His Grace Ram Giridhari Prabhu, always he used to say, when you go to the Lord and when you put forward his supplication and submission, don't put conditions on him. We in our limited intelligence only know left, right, and center only this much. But the Lord, when he wants to give, he understands our intent. He understands what's the future. He knows what's good for us for our entire journey back home, back to Godhead, and he will give accordingly. So Andal is saying, we do not know what is right, what is wrong. You decide what is right for us. Kindly listen to the purpose for which we have come and bless us as you would find it right. This is our application. We do not want anything else. We want you as your husband, but how you want to give, which way you want to give, this all is up to you. What is Krishna going to say to this application? All of this we will learn next week. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Andal Tirupavai ki jai. And we will just quickly see through the pictures. This is the picture of Mandana Mishra, Uday Bharati, and Shankaracharya having the philosophical debate. This is the garland which is on both of their necks, and this is known in the Vedic tradition as one of the most beautiful discussions which happened. How ritualistic worship is not the greatest. Understanding the Lord, understanding His form is the greatest. Some of these discussions happened. Of course, Shankara Bhashya and his Shankara Bhashya was being spoken there. This is the Atasi flower, which we spoke about. And you can look at the pictures depicting is how she is requesting Krishna to sit like none other than Nrsimhadev on the throne. I will go ahead with the other pictures. Please tell me, what do you see? Okay, let me zoom out a little bit. Yes.
Everyone
Yes.
can unmute.
Yeah. Devotees can unmute and they can say what they see. You see
Rama,
all the...
Lord Rama.
Lord Rama, very correct. Green in color.
And Nrsimhadev.
And Krishna.
And Krishna, yes.
Yes. So even in the throne, there is Anant Shesha, and there is on the Lakshmi is in the heart. And Krishna is saying, what do you want as a child? So Yadava Simha, Raghava Simha, Narsimha. All the three forms are there. And where is he walking? Does it seem like a bedroom? No, the throne is kept in the assembly, in the royal hall. So where serious application is being put forward. Here,
Krishna is sitting on the lion.
sitting at Simhasana. So this is the asana is the lion. And there is one lion on top of the mountain. Now this mountain top lion is also very significant because where was Krishna sleeping? Krishna was sleeping on the mountain-like chest of Neela Devi or Nappinai. Malar Marba is what she says. So Krishna, who is sleeping on the mountains of the breast of chest of Neela Devi, please get up. So this is another way of indicating the mountains, and this is actually showcasing that. Next one. This we already saw, how the lion is waking up and stretching itself. Now, this is very interesting. Please see what is happening. How many Nrsimhadevs you can see? He is walking from the heart into the throne of Andal.
Three Nrsimhadev.
Three Nrsimhadevs, yes.
Yes.
And slowly, who is sleeping in the heart of all the gopis. These desires were sleeping till now. Now we have seen you. These desires have awakened itself, shaken and given a new vigor. Go and sit on the throne, and we would like to put our application. Sorry. They want to see the stride of Nrsimhadev, but seated, they want Krishna. So that is why on the Simhasan, you see none other than Krishna. Even his kirita or his crown has a lion on it. I think. Yes, that's it. Okay. So in this way, we saw the verse number 23. What is Krishna's response? We will see it next week. Yadatra skalitam kinchit vidhvam satpurayantu tat yadatra saushtubam kinchit tad gurur evame nahi. If you found any mistakes, you're all Vaishnavas, readers of Srimad Bhagavatam. And ending with Srimad Bhagavatam, we will say one verse of Srimad Bhagavatam and we will end. But if you found something nice, all the glories go to my spiritual masters. If you found something wrong, all those wrongs are because of me. There is one shloka in Srimad Bhagavatam 7.8.34, which talks about how he sits in the throne. Tatas sabhayam upavishtam uttame nripashane sambhrita tejasam vibhum alakshita dvairatham atyamarsanam prachanda vaktram nabhaja kashchana. It says, translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Manifesting a full effulgence and fearsome countenance, Lord Nrsimha, being very angry and finding no contestant to face his power and opulence, then sat down in the assembly hall. Very wonderfully, Srila Prabhupada says, in the assembly hall, on the excellent throne of the king. because of fear and obedience, no one could come forward to serve the Lord directly. Hare Krishna. And Shivani Mataji, I would be very grateful if you read Srila Prabhupada's quote once more. There is something for us. There's a hidden message there as well, based on today's. Can you read the quote of Srila Prabhupada once more? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, yes, definitely. Krishna takes special care of devotee, guides him, gives him intelligence. What kind of intelligence? Just to give him a clue how one can go back home, back to Godhead. Krishna does not give intelligence on how Krishna does not give intelligence how one can gain some material prosperity. Therefore, people are not very much interested in worshipping Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
So in this way, Andal glorifies that you please show us that side by giving us the intelligence. You fulfill our prayers. Thank you very much. If there are any questions, comments, clarifications, feedbacks, we can discuss. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. Haridas Varya Prabhuji, thank you so much for a very beautiful class. Thank you for sharing the beautiful comparison between Ramayana between Vibhushana and Gopis, and thank you for sharing the pastime of Madan Mishra, Shankaracharya, and Uday Bharti, and the beautiful pastime of Lord Narsimha, who appeared 16 hand just to save Shankaracharya when his body was burning. Also, I really liked, as you mentioned, Lord Ramchandra, as he said, that no matter what one's intent is, what one's past is, how bad one is, but if you come and surrender unto me, oh, I'll take you. I'll take you no matter what. And Lord is so merciful, so merciful. Thank you for an excellent session. Very, very grateful to you, and looking forward to next week to see the response of Lord Krishna's. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. If you have any questions or realizations, please go ahead and share.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much for the very, very interesting class. And also thank you for the beautiful story of Sripad Shankaracharya. So I wanted to ask a question because I didn't hear attentively. What was Shankaracharya's take on the rituals and what was Uday Bharati's take on the rituals? I didn't follow that. I mean, like, what were they, each of them supporting respectively?
Yeah, so Uday Bharati and Mandana Mishra, they were both arguing for how ritualistic performances are more important. However, Shankaracharya was speaking about how it is not only rituals, it is about the intent. Of course, he was speaking Shankara Bhashya, and he wanted to establish the Vedantic principles or not Karmakanda principles. So while rituals are important, not from just following the rituals in terms of just following them and not following the principles. Second, they felt that the ashrama of sannyasis are escapists. They felt that because sannyasis do not do any rituals, hence they are inferior in nature. So this also needed to be corrected. So that is why he wanted to showcase the reality to them. So what discussions, it is more of how Brahman and all of that, we are not going to get into that. But the Karavalamba Stotra was something which was formed and to glorify the Lord's appearance to protect him.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very, very nice class.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Okay. Anybody else has any question, comments, clarification?
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. If you have any realizations, please go ahead and share.
Okay, none. Okay, thank you.
Devotees are thanking you. Harita Mataji and Yashomata Mataji is thanking you for a very beautiful class.
Jai Shri Prabhupada. Thank you so much for all the kind words. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. If there are no more questions, I would like to pay my obeisances to His Grace Haridas, Varya, Prabhuji, and all the assembled devotees. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha
Kalpatarubhyascha
patitanam
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो
Namo Namah.
वैष्णवेभ्यो
अनंत
नमो
कोटि
नमः
वैष्णववृंद की जय।
की जय
प्रभुपाद की जय।
की
Jai.
माँ
जय
शीश क्लास की जय। His Grace
जय
Jai.
हरिदास वाले प्रभु जी की जय।
Jai Srila
Jai.
हरे
Prabhupada.
कृष्ण प्रभु
Thank
जी
Hare
you.
Krishna
Thank you.
दंडवत
Prabhuji,
प्रणाम सच
fantastic
अ
class.
ब्यूटीफुल
Dandavat
क्लास
Thank
Pranam
you.
Prabhuji.
all
Hare
the
Krishna.
times the nice story as usual Ramayana